Welcome, everyone. My name's John Warren. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Columbus Academy. It's good to have you all here. Today's Zoom at noon is with Jason Singleton and Anne Horton, our Director of Athletics. Jason is here in his second year. He has two children here in our middle school, and Anne Horton is in her that would be 30th year. She is a longtime field hockey coach, actually longtime lacrosse coach, but she's just hung up the lax stick, and she has a junior son here at Academy as well. And so today's Zoom at noon, we want to talk with them a little bit about our athletic program here. Often when I talk to families, I talk about the 6 pillars of Columbus Academy, and I talk about those. And first, of course, is academics. And number 2, actually, especially, and I talk about these chronologically speaking, chronological order. When we were founded back in 1911, we were founded as a country day school. It was an all-boys school at the time, and it was healthy mind, healthy body. And so a rigorous sports program was actually one of the keys to the early Columbus Academy, and it has continued until this point. And so you'll be seeing other pieces of these 6 pillars that I talk about as we continue with our Zooms at noon. But again, athletics is a very, very important one. So we have Jason and Anne here to talk just a little bit. And Jason, I think you have a slide presentation to share. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave it up to them, and I'll chime in at different times.
Great. Good afternoon, everyone. Really happy to be able to share our athletic program with you all. I feel like I'm very fortunate and blessed to be able to work here, and we have some wonderful coaches, great student athletes, beautiful facilities, and it's really a great place to be and to work. So just to kind of get started, we have lots of offerings for sports. We have 23 sports offerings here at Columbus Academy. In the fall, we have cross country, we have field hockey, football, boys golf, girls boys soccer, girls tennis, and volleyball.
Before you change that slide, I'm sorry to interrupt. It occurs to me we've had a pretty successful fall season.
Yes.
Lots of teams made it to the Final Four and into the postseason and such.
Yeah, we had a very good fall season this year and last year. Our field hockey team made it to the Final Four. Our football team won the games in the playoffs, and that they won their league, the MSL league. Our boys golf won the state championship for boys golf, which is excellent. Our girls golf team, I believe they came in second in their district championship, and they won their MSL league tournament as well. The boys soccer won the district regional championship. Girls soccer made it to the Final Four, and our girls tennis was state runner-up, and our volleyball team did a wonderful job and made it to the playoffs this year as well. And then cross country, we had 2 boys and 1 girl that were state finalists and made it to the states. So we had a very good fall season this year.
Sorry to interrupt, but
that's okay.
The admissions director wants that plug.
And our winter sports, which we're currently in, we have basketball, bowling, ice hockey, wrestling, swimming, and diving. Right now, our basketball team, we have 18 basketball teams. So that is that's quite a bit of basketball going on here. We have new facilities, which we'll talk about a little later, but it's pretty cool to see the diversity and variety of sports that we offer here at Columbus Academy. In the spring, We'll also offer a baseball, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, boys tennis, and track and field. And for the majority of our teams, we are in the Mid-State League, which is a really, really great league to be in. There's 3 divisions within the league. We're in the Ohio division, which has very similar schools to Columbus Academy. Schools like us, Bexley, Buckeye Valley, CSG, Grandview Heights, Wellington, Whitehall, and Worthington Christian. So very competitive league. The schools that are in our league do well in a variety of sports and is very, very competitive, is very centrally located here, and we don't have to travel too far to play the majority of the teams that we play against. Uh, so with our mid-state league is typically for our upper school teams and our middle school teams. We also have PACA sports, and PACA sports are ran by our parents. It's the Parent Association of Columbus Academy, and they offer 3 sports: football, basketball, and lacrosse. For football, they offer 5th and 6th graders, and then for basketball, they have 4th, 5th, and 6th grade basketball, which are all girls and boys. And right now we have 9 teams for that level, and then in the spring we'll have boys and girls lacrosse for 5th and 6th grade. We may offer 3rd grade basketball next year and possibly 3rd and 4th grade lacrosse this year if the numbers are high enough. Lacrosse seems to be a very, very big sport for us in the spring, and most of our kids are into lacrosse and playing lacrosse. I'll let Anne talk a little bit about Columbus Academy by the numbers.
Hey, everybody. Excited here today. In my 30 years at Columbus Academy, the one thing that I can say has been super consistent is the pride and support that our student athletes support our athletics. As you can see by the numbers, we have very strong participation, which is great since we have 62 sports we need for that to happen, number one. We have multi-sport athletes, and our kids at least do 2 sports. You know, we're always fighting that specialization bug, but I would have to say that our kids do such a great job of coming out for at least 2, if not 3 of our sports teams during their career. And, you know, one thing that's great is we really don't cut. When the kids come out there, have the opportunity to participate. I can remember back in the day that we had a young lady, she one year did soccer, the next year she did field hockey. I mean, the kids are able to come out, and we have such great coaches that our kids are brought along and can support our teams from year to year. As Jason mentioned, the Mid-State League has been such a great alignment for our programs. The proximity of these teams is such a great thing because of the successful outcomes that we have, and the kids aren't getting home very late at night after having done the full day at school and then competing. You know, another fact that we're super proud of, as Jason mentioned, is that we usually have a team or an individual that can capture a state championship. And that's, you know, for most schools, they can't boast that success. We're very proud of that. We don't see a lot of attrition from year to year. And I think that's one of the reasons that our traditions within our athletic programs have been super strong. Our kids and our coaches commit to the athletic programs. And you can see that our school is behind the athletics as they recently developed and built a field house. So Jason, I think you've got some pictures for them.
Yes. With our athletics facilities, we're very fortunate. We can we have 2 baseball fields, one for our varsity team and one for our middle school team. Then we also have 2 gymnasiums. Again, one is for upper school and one is for middle school. We have a wonderful pool that gets lots of use. We're one of the few schools in the area that have a pool. So we have a very strong swim team. And here's a wonderful picture of our facilities, the athletic facilities. We're fortunate that we have 2 turf fields also. Our football team and soccer team plays on our Hondros field, and we have the Carlin turf, which our field hockey plays all their home games on that turf. Uh, Lacrosse also plays on the turf, but for us to have 2 turf fields is very, very helpful with practices and getting everyone time on the turf. We also have 231 acres here. So we have 8 grass fields, which allows for our soccer teams, lacrosse teams, football teams, and everyone to spread out and have plenty of space and be able to accomplish all of their needs for practices and for games. Tennis is very strong here. We have 8 tennis courts, and our boys are strong, girls are strong, and our numbers are really growing in the middle school for tennis. So really happy about that. This year we had our first well, I don't think it's our first, but it's the first in a long time that we had a cross country meet here, the middle school and high school. So on this 231 acres, we have a beautiful cross country course as well. Here's a picture of our main athletic entrance, and we love to showcase our student athletes pictures and things so kids can see all of our sports when they walk in. Every team is represented on the walls and around the athletic facility, trying to highlight and showcase our student athletes. We have a brand new athletic training room, and within our athletic training room, we have 2 full-time athletic trainers. We're very fortunate. Most schools have to have different groups come in and take care of those responsibilities, but we have two that are here all the time, and we also have an intern that's working here, and then we also have a team doctor that Ohio State sends to us. So we're very fortunate to make sure our kids and student athletes are taken care of. The facilities are all new this year, and they're top notch, and I have lots of individuals coming from the college level, and they say our facilities are very similar to the college ranks. So we're very appreciative of that. We also have a wonderful new fitness center, and we have a full-time strength coach in our fitness center as well. This year, we have many more girls and middle school kids that are coming into the weight room. We have smaller weights and things that will appeal to them, and most of it is core training, though, trying to get them just to understand the basics of conditioning and strength training. And we just want to make sure we're introducing them to how to take care of their bodies and how to be prevent injuries as well. We also have 17 locker rooms. With the new renovations, they renovated most of our locker rooms, and we have four to five, I think 4 brand new locker rooms. So the picture you see now is one of the new locker rooms there. And again, we're very fortunate that we were able to have all these things and give us more space. We have more locker room space for all of our teams, so kids don't have to change in their restrooms or in their car. They have somewhere to go, and they have a good place to call home during the day. One of our new spaces is our field house here that you see, and the field house really helps us with practicing. This was designed for all of our sports, so we have the ability to bring tennis indoors. Golf can come indoors, uh, baseball, ice hockey, field hockey, soccer, lacrosse. All of our teams can come indoors now and practice if it's raining or during the winter time. So this gives us an extra advantage, and also helps us with the scheduling. As you can see, there's lots of space. We have 18 baskets, and the floor is really good for hard balls and different types of equipment that would typically hurt a wood floor. This floor should be able to withstand pretty much anything. It's a wonderful space, and again, we're very fortunate and blessed to be able to provide this for all of our students and student athletes. Just wanted to quickly talk about some of our athletic philosophy, and I'll let Anne kind of talk to you about the tradition and that we have here at Columbus Academy.
Yes, I would say that the tradition that we are very proud to support is based on the fact that our kids have committed. They've committed in the classroom, they commit on the athletic field, and therefore that's why you see such a strong success in so many of our different programs. It's not just like one team that's doing really well, it's all of our teams are successful, and success breeds success. And I think because of that, that's why you'll hear about the tradition in each of our programs. The football team has certain things that they like to do prior to games and practices, and the coach does a great job of seeing that happen year after year after year, so the kids kind of know what to expect. You see that in the girls soccer program and the field hockey teams, and because each of the coaches are able to put their own handprint on these teams, and there's just not a lot of turnover as well. Jason does a great job of going out and finding great coaches. It really is important that we have strong leadership in each of these programs, and because of that, it just becomes a domino effect of why we've been successful and have created such a tradition at Columbus Academy.
Yeah, and for us to be a small school, I think we have a pretty big athletic department with having 23 sports, 62 teams. With the coaches, we have over 100 coaches, and they're all very committed. They understand the school. They understand that this is an academic school, and the same way the school pushes students in the classroom, we want to push students on the court or in the pool and just make them reach all their goals and help them develop and grow. So my goal is to grow what we have here. Our tagline is grown here. That we know we have students who've been here since pre-K or first grade, third grade, and they go all the way through. So we want to help develop them and help them reach all their goals. And if they're working hard, if they're having fun, good things will happen, and good things have happened in the athletic programs. So the big thing is participation. As Anne mentioned earlier, we try not to cut in middle school and with PACA sports. We really don't cut kids, and we have an environment where kids can play multiple sports, and I think that is what's makes them a well-rounded individuals. So I think that is it for us. Feel free to ask questions. And
well, one thing that I would mention is, I don't want to give anyone who's on the webinar the impression that the school is all about athletics. We actually are all about whatever kids are passionate about. So, as Jason said, as Anne said, the fields, the swimming pool, the gymnasiums are nothing but big classrooms where we are growing kids to be successful. And so it's just like that. We would welcome any questions at all in the chat at this point. So, I guess one question I have that occurs to me is, do you guys have any ideas about how parents can be interesting their kids in sports? As I look at the list of parents who are on the call on this webinar right now, and I do see a couple of them are actually interested in lower school. So I was wondering, our programs really are geared as early as fourth grade at this point. But how can those how can those parents get their kids ready to play?
One thing that we offered in the past, we have junior basketball, which is for our kindergarten kids, first grade, second grade, third grade. And we plan to, once COVID is over, we plan to offer a similar program for all of our sports. So we want to try to introduce sports at an early age to kids, not in a competitive way, but more in terms of just teaching them the fundamentals and teaching them how to hold a golf club and how to hold a tennis racket and how to hit the ball. So those are things that will be coming down the pipeline, hopefully next fall, and that will be a great introduction for our kids. Our PE classes also do an excellent job of introducing kids to all the different sports through their curriculum. We have tremendous athletes because of our PE department and what they do. And we have to definitely thank them for all that they're doing, because we can't do it all. And my kids have been here since pre-K, and I was so impressed with what they were doing in the PE class, and they were just turning them into athletes. And the kids didn't know it; they were just having fun.
Right. Well, and again, it mirrors what your son Jason and your daughter Kendall have experienced. Our whole lower school is geared so that kids are mathematicians, they are artists, they are athletes, they are writers, they are scientists. And it's all fun. And far too soon in this world, it seems like you're told that you can't do things. And so I guess I would just editorialize and say that our PE department, along with all the other folks here, go ahead and extend that the boys and girls here are going to be athletes and scientists and all that.
Also, and she mentioned earlier in one of the earlier slides, I think 91% of our middle school kids play sports. So that just shows you that they're trying sports out, and we encourage them to try different sports. So when they're in sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade, they may play 3 different sports each year, just to test things out and see what they like and what they don't like. So we have a variety of offerings, and I think that's true for the rest of the school. We have kids that are musicals, or they're in plays, and they are just so well-rounded. I think it makes them better individuals.
Sure, more interesting. The other thing I would say is I actually, as the director of admissions, I used to be the dean of students in the high school. And one of the things that the school has noticed is when students are coming in new, if you're here in lower school, it's very, very easy, to make the move from lower school to middle school, or middle school to upper school. One of the great things about our athletic program is, particularly in the fall, for our new students, it is because the Ohio High School Athletic Association allows sports to start in high school. The fall sports actually will start August 1st, and they're often open fields, little just good-natured captains practices before that. But August 1st, practices can begin. And it's about a week later, August 8th-ish or something, for middle school practices to begin. And then academic school doesn't begin until roughly August 21st here at Columbus Academy. And so one of the great things is, for students who are new to the school, if they'll go out for a fall sport, even if they don't go out ever again, I tell the families, one of the great things is it is a fantastic way to go ahead and get to meet kids as we're going there. It is a great way to enter the school and make a really smooth transition. One thing that Jason, Anne, I know that we have a very, very strong track record of boys and girls who graduate from Columbus Academy and then participate in college sports. It was on a slide earlier, but it was very quick. Can you guys comment on that? Oh, there we go. We're going to go back to it. There.
Yes, Anne, let you go ahead and talk about it, Anne.
It's one of the things that I do, and I'm very proud of that I get to be a part of this with our department, is I get to plan when our student athletes commit to play at the next level. And yes, we're very fortunate that every now and then we'll have a student athlete who gets a national letter of intent. We're very excited for them, but it's amazing how many of our student athletes go on to play in the collegiate level. Yes, it does help you get into college a little bit, but I would say on the average, we've got 20 to 30 of our seniors through the course of a school year that we will recognize yearly that go on to play. And I just think it has a lot to say on how hard these coaches work, how hard the student athletes work to hone their craft and make themselves, attractive, I guess is a good way to put it, to be able to go and play. We just recognized one of my field hockey players. She's going to go on to Division III and she's going to do field hockey and lacrosse. And that's just so exciting to all of us to see that these kids have that opportunity if they want to, that I think most of our kids could really pursue that opportunity. So when you see 50 to 20% going to play collegiate athletes, is a true testament to everyone that's involved in making that happen.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty high number, especially for a small school, and a lot of our kids are playing at a high level and very elite athletes here. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Super. So any questions out there, participants or attendees? Any questions that you want to answer? Oh, there's a question here. Where is Academy's ice hockey facility?
So our home games are at the Easton Chiller, and they practice there most of the time, and then they also practice at Worthington Ice also. And she can talk maybe more about them. I think last year they won their league, but Anne's son is on the team.
Yeah, I tell you what, this ice hockey program is something else. My son, who's a junior, decided his freshman year that he would join the ice hockey team. And I kind of giggled and I said, don't you need to know how to skate? And and not only that, he wanted to play goalie, which is even harder. And I tell you, it just was such, and he does football, he plays ice hockey and lacrosse. And it was his favorite season because of the opportunity. And the kids do have to travel over to the ice rinks, and they do bounce them back and forth between the Worthington Ice Works and the Easton Chiller. But the coaches do such a great job of making everyone feel included. Our numbers are up again this year. I think we're almost 30 kids being a part. We have 3 or 4 girls that are also participating. So it's just the true essence of what sports is about, from my opinion anyway.
Terrific.
It's definitely a growing program, and ice hockey and bowling are our 2 sports that practice and play off campus.
Both of which are if I'm not mistaken, both of those are only offered in the high school. We don't have middle school bowling. We don't have middle school hockey, just to make sure that people know that.
Correct.
But there is a kind of a club in middle school, I think, that our parents or that many of the kids play with. Isn't that true?
Yeah, they're called the Vikings. Also, it's a club ice hockey team.
Great. Thanks. So. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I got distracted for just a moment there. Any other questions from folks? What I want to say is, because I'm the director of admissions, I do want to talk just a little bit. Can you stop sharing your screen now? And then we can all We can all be there. Okay. What I want to mention just very briefly is how admissions works here at Columbus Academy, and particularly athletics for admissions. I want to make it very, very clear that Columbus Academy does not offer athletic scholarships. That would be against the Ohio High School Athletic Association's policies. But with that said, if someone is a student athlete, just like if they're very, very good at debate, just like if they are incredible writers, if they're incredible musicians, that matters a great deal to Columbus Academy's admissions office. We want boys and girls who are student athletes and student band members. Again, we're looking for well-rounded candidates here. So it definitely can help someone's application to Columbus Academy. And finally, if there aren't any other questions, I want to thank Anne and Jason for participating today. Very much appreciate your efforts on behalf of the school, not just today, but obviously on a routine basis. Panelists, thank you. Attendees, if you have any questions about admissions, again, the whole reason we do these is to highlight certain areas of the school and hopefully get people excited about different pieces of Columbus Academy, so that you will make sure to call us and follow up. So we appreciate your interest, attendees, and let us know if you have any further questions. This is our final, no, I'm sorry, we have next week's Zoom with Noon. I got mistaken here. Next week's Zoom at noon is going to be with Christy Benning, talking about community service, which is a thread that runs through the school from lower school on up. Christy Benning happens to be our department chair of service. I've said this many, many times. I don't know of another school that has a service department. Like there's an athletic department and a history department, Columbus Academy actually has a service department. And so very, very important component to our school. One of the next pillars, one of the 6 pillars, and we'll talk about that next week. So we hope you will join us then. And with all that said, thanks very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.